The loss of someone we loved is the hardest thing each of us will experience at some point in our lives. There are no words to describe the emptiness that comes when someone who had a special place in our heart is gone from your life. The world and our lives can change in a second. The whole world can crumble, and it can take years, sometimes a lifetime, to come to terms with it. Some people never manage to do so. The pain stays with them for the rest of their lives, and believe me, this is not an easy way to live. It is an actual physical presence, or should I say the lack of it, that hurts, and the emptiness we feel each day when that someone is not around us. The idea that someone is gone forever because they are not physically present and that we will never see them again is devastating, and living with that belief will have the same effect on our lives. This state tends to prolong our suffering, and it is what prevents us from healing. There is pain after the loss, and we all deal with it in different ways. We become depressed, and some do so to the point of not being able to function at all when it comes to everyday things we need to do and deal within our daily lives. Some people turn to alcohol or drugs to ease the pain, to deal with the depression, all in an attempt just to go through another day. But alcohol or drugs are never the solution. They might ease the pain temporarily, but they will not resolve the cause of the pain. Some people try to find that same love in others, looking for a replica, but that is impossible as each relationship is unique and no one else can match exactly what you shared with the one you lost. These are all coping mechanisms, things we do in an attempt to alleviate the pain, but none of them are long-term solutions, only temporary ones, and the issue itself will keep resurfacing because we have not addressed it properly in the first place. Think of it like this: if you had an infected wound, would you just slap a band-aid on it without addressing the infection itself, and then use pain medication to ease the pain itself while bacteria are eating you up? The loss you just experienced is a wound, and it hurts a lot, and it needs time to process and heal eventually. I want to point out that it doesn't matter who it is that we lose. Is it a family member, a spouse, a pet? As loss is a loss, and it cannot be conditioned by how we were related to them. It is only the love and the connection itself we had with them. There is no rule that one should hurt more, as a lot of people like to believe, as there is always an exception to the rule. A parent might lose a child and it will devastate them, and then some parents lose their children and they don't take it so hard simply because there was no love connection between them. The same goes for the loss of a parent, partner, or anyone we had in our life. We also tend to believe that our loss is harder than the loss someone else is experiencing. The pain does this. It closes us up. It shuts us down sometimes, alienating us from others. And it is not unusual to feel alone in our pain and grief. It does not matter who we lost or how we lost them. It was the love we shared with them that gives value and meaning to it. No conditioning who or what, as love is unconditional, regardless of its shape or form or where it comes from. It is only us, the ones who allow ourselves to love someone, regardless of who they are. I say this often: it is our belief in how we perceive things that will shape our lives, and that we always have the power to change how we perceive things, what we believe, and direct the flow of our lives based on those beliefs. We always have the power to choose how we react to anything that is happening outside of us, including the loss, and we have the power to control the flow of our lives with our perceptions, persuasions, and beliefs. Like I said at the beginning, the loss of a loved one is the hardest thing anyone will experience in their life. But the healing process depends strictly on us, and it will not happen until we are ready to let go of the pain. Not the person we lost, because that is impossible, but the pain of the loss itself. So what is it that is keeping us in the state of hurting? It is our belief in how we perceive things, often blinded by the pain to see that we can change our perception. It is what we concentrate on, the pain of loss or the love that connects us with them. We hold on to the pain because we believe that we have to suffer, as somehow that is the measure of how much we love them, how much we miss them. The harder we suffer is somehow a justification and a measure of how much we love them and still do, regardless of whether they are with us or not. And I say this because I believe firmly that love does not end just because someone is not in our lives. And for that matter, I never speak of it in the past tense. By holding on to that pain, we believe that we are holding on to them. That pain is all that is left connecting us to them. And if we were to let go of it, somehow in our heads means that we will let go of them, that we would forget them, and that they never existed. Us not suffering somehow would mean that we are devaluing their existence and what they meant to us in our life. But we don't have to feel and live with the pain forever. We don't have to keep it as a part of our life just to remind ourselves of how much we love them and how much we miss them in our life. I will tell you one thing. Love never hurts. It is only the absence of it that does, be it external love or how we view ourselves and our life through something we are experiencing. It is a belief that we are not complete without them because they are not with us in physical form, but on the contrary, they are with us at all times, not only in spirit, but they are part of us for the rest of our lives, or for as long as we choose to cherish that love. It was their presence in our lives that made us into what we are, how rich our lives are, just because we had them and still do because we carry them in our hearts and in everything we do. How enriched we are every day because that specific soul was part of our life. The love they gave us and the love we were brave enough to allow into our hearts is what has made us better people, and that love is never gone for as long as we are alive. Things end. Everything that begins will end one day, and that is inevitable, and none of us knows when it is going to happen, but what matters is the journey you had and how specific it was just because you had him in your life. It has shaped you. It has left an imprint on your heart and soul, and only you have the power to keep that love going by focusing on it instead of focusing on the pain of the loss itself or the physical absence of the one you love. I have lost so many in my life, and with each I have dealt differently. With some, I was depressed, devastated for years, and when I look back, there are days, weeks, months I don't even remember because I was just existing, kind of like living on autopilot, getting up in the morning. After all, I had to go to work and make a living, and that is what the pain and depression can do to you when all you concentrate on is the loss itself. Some I took easily, even those who have gone were blood related, but it didn't hurt because there was no love between us. Sometimes it seems as if my whole life was based on loved ones leaving my life because so many are gone and are not part of my life any longer, at least not in the physical. With some, there were emotions of guilt I took upon myself by questioning if there was something more I could have done, if there were another treatment doctors could have tried, could I have prevented in any way things from happening, or was there something else I could have done? The last loss was hard in particular because of the circumstances where I had to decide for someone's life to end because There was nothing else that could have been done for them, and even then, I acted out of my heart and out of love for them by making a conscious choice to let them go because they were in pain and terminal, and there was nothing else that could have been done. I have already done all I could, and even when I was unable to do more for them, I still gave my all, out of love and out of my heart, as sometimes that is all we can do. And even in the final goodbye, I held them in my arms, as that is all I could do in that moment. These are not easy things to go through, but in the end, they carry a lesson of unconditional love, or one segment of it that we can learn by learning to let go of the pain and to replace it with love that would not be possible for us to know if they were never in our lives in the first place. I have learned so many things out of losses in my life, things that have changed me forever in how I perceive a loss in life itself. It has taught me to learn to love everyone I already have left in my life, and if I have none, to give that love to myself. It has taken me years to learn to be kind, patient, and understanding with myself instead of the usual route we often take by taking on the guilt and self-judgment, believing we should have been better or done better when we didn't know how because we carried so many wounds we internalized from our trauma in life when others have projected their shortcomings onto us. I've learned not only to cope or survive, but actually how to live in peace and open myself to life and new experiences. I've learned lessons that make it easier for me to live, to love, and to let go of the pain, only leaving the love of what was and what I have learned from being blessed by having them in my life in the first place. Like I said already, everything that begins will end one day, and that includes my and your journey on this earth as well whenever we complete whatever it is we came here for. Neither one of us knows when that will happen, and we don't need to know because that is in the future, and the future is something we cannot control, nor it is guaranteed. It is now, this moment, this breath is all we have, and it is up to us how we will spend it. Will we laugh or cry, celebrate existence or mourn the loss, a thing we cannot change because it has already happened? We can only learn to live with it by remembering the love and all the small things that made us laugh and smile, things that would not have happened in that specific way if it wasn't for those loved ones in our lives. I know it might sound morbid talking about death, specifically your own, especially when so many people are afraid of it, but I have no issue talking about what is inevitable for each of us. All the loved ones I have in my life, I try to love unconditionally to the best of my abilities because, after all, I am human, still learning and making mistakes. I self-reflect all the time and try not to set any conditions on how they live, how they love, who they love, how they give or receive, how they think, or how and what they believe. So, one day when I leave, I don't want them to cry, though they will, for that too means to be human. Crying is good. It is how heavy emotions leave our body. I don't want them to be sad for too long, to be depressed for the rest of their life, to use drugs or alcohol because I'm gone. I don't want them to condition their happiness based on who they have in their life, and that includes me as well. I want them to be happy no matter what the circumstances because they deserve nothing but happiness and love in their lives and in their hearts. I want them to be happy, to laugh, to have fun because life is short. I love them that much that it hurts me when they hurt or when I see them unhappy for whatever reason. I am happy when they are happy. If I wanted that for them while I'm here, nothing will change the day I leave. I want them to concentrate on the love we had, how having me in their life has impacted their own. I want them to celebrate when I'm gone, my life and their own. I don't want them following traditions, customs, societal or religious, where they have to be in mourning, wear black because others have to see that they are mourning the loss of a loved one. I don't want them to cover their TV for a year or not listening to music just so other people wouldn't judge the level of their sorrow and grief. The loss itself is enough of a blow, so I want them to do the opposite, to listen to music because music can help you heal, to go out and meet new people because others can help them and they can help others. I want them to love themselves just as I love them, and to share that love with others and everything else they have learned. I know that I will be watching them from the other side, and I will be rooting for them to be happy and do as best as they know based on their circumstances. Even though I might not be with them in physical form, I will always be there for them in spirit and in their heart, in the things they do and the things they learned from me and the connection we shared. Every time they speak something I said, every time they do things they learn from the love we shared, will be a confirmation that I'm there with them. When they smell my cologne in the air, hear the lyrics in the song that remind them of me, it's going to be a sign that I am okay and they will be too. Every time they choose to let go of the painful thought and replace it with a smile and a positive memory of our time together is when I will be smiling upon them, and I will be happy because they are happy. I want them to replace the pain with that same love that has connected us, that we shared in the first place. They might not see me, but if they look deep into their heart with love, they will see that I have never left and that I was there through love the whole time the pain in their heart was preventing them from seeing me. Thank you for watching and listening, and if you believe this video can help someone, please share it with them. Also, consider subscribing to this channel and supporting the work that I do. Sending all the love whenever this message gets to you.